I'm going to let it go again, Rob. I'm going to really give this thing a good solid warm up. You know, I know the friends and family and fellow country people just want to come and join us here on the Common Good podcast, where it is Tuesday. Wow, 22nd of July. Summer's almost over. It's how we say it around here. I mean, honestly, as soon as it's been over for a month, as soon as the summer solstice comes and days just start even getting a minute shorter, we're like, that's it. Summer's over.
Yeah, might as well just put on our parkas and go back to school.
Hey, whatever happened to year-round school? Do you remember when that was a big push? Like, everyone was talking about it. It was the thing.
There was a school in the Fayetteville school district that was year-round. I had friends whose kids went there.
Okay.
I remember just being like, what in the world?
Do you think that's still there?
I don't know
school?
if it's still a thing. I don't know. I haven't thought about year-round school in probably 15 years. Though, let me tell you, as the father of a fifth grader, going to be a fifth grader, who's, been to camp, done swimming lessons for the summer, we've exhausted what there is to do.
She's already bored to death.
Oh my goodness. And you think of yourself as a good parent. You think, I'm not going to let my kid be on the phone all day. I'm not going to let my kid play video games all day. I'm not going to let my kid watch TV all day.
Eat macaroni and cheese.
But it's 187 degrees outside.
Yeah. And what did kids do in the 1930s? I don't know. Before there was television and air conditioning. I don't know.
They probably worked because of the Depression, but
or didn't.
Yeah.
Just sat around with lumps of coal, one doll instead of five. When America was great.
That's right.
Well, you know what? So all Whimsy's doing as a fifth grader, sitting around in the middle of the day, being bored and thinking, this is interminable. I don't know what to do with myself. She's just preparing to become a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
Just
because
bored.
we are 6 months into Donald Trump's second term as president of the United States, and it feels interminable.
Yeah. Do you think he's bored yet? Think that 100%. Joker's totally like, what on earth am I doing right now? Because he's bad at being president. We can say that.
Yeah, he's really bad at being president. He's got to be like, listen, my legs hurt. My ankles are swollen.
I got this thing on my hand.
I just can't deal with this. And now it's on the front cover of every newspaper in America. I don't know, I got newspapers on the mind because I myself was in the newspaper.
Yeah, you are, because you're a candidate for Congress in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Which congressional district? Remind me the number.
District 3.
Congressional 3.
Yeah.
Arkansas. Rob Ryerson, candidate for Congress.
Yeah. Rob for Congress.
Rob for Congress, 2 B's.
So he's got to be like.
By the way, have you bought Rob for Congress 2Bs.com?
No, that's funny.
You might as well. It's going to cost you $19 for that and
we have a mutual friend whose email address includes the phrase "not 2Bs."
Oh, excellent.
But Donald, he's got to be wishing that he could just,
tell people what to do.
Sit around in Mar-a-Lago, taking stuff in, putting stuff in and out of his pants box, driving around in the golf cart,
winning golf tournaments,
winning championships, and not have all this scrutiny. And he's making a lot of money, but come on.
Okay, but truthfully, I thought he was already so rich.
Right.
Why do rich people like this get so excited when they make more money? It's like putting more water in the pool. Like, that's not something that should be the point of your day, because you already did that.
That's right.
Unless you didn't. And you're thinking, I've been bankrupt 3 times already, and I don't think it's going to happen again.
Yeah. My dad gave me $400 million, and I squandered
in 1960?
And so I really need to think about what my kids are going to do to this money.
And not go to jail between now and then.
Yeah.
In other words, the life and times of Donald J. Trump.
I don't know.
the
Maybe he's
president
having a
of
great
these
time.
United
Maybe
States.
he's
Maybe he
having
is.
maybe he's having the time of his life. Maybe he's laughing, saying, "These people are so obsessed with me. They're even talking about my fat ankles." You know, like
Yeah.
I don't
Two
know.
middle-aged men,
Yeah,
one in
right
his
now, he's
attic and
like,
one in his
"There's-"
basement.
Yeah, yeah. There's these guys out there just talking about my ankles. Like that's got to be. Yeah. Nobody's talking about our ankles, Doug.
No,
Nobody's talking about our ankles.
no. I went to an orthopedic surgeon. He didn't even want to talk about my ankles. Just nothing. No interest at all. Well, hey, it's going to be 89 degrees, 90 degrees, humid as all get out here in Minnesota. It's summer in Houston, in Minneapolis today. So let us know in the chats what your weather condition is. Jim, we know out there in Southern California what you're going to be experiencing. Light breezes, 74, big sun, no smog anymore because we solved that problem. All right, so Rob, so much.
Okay, I gotta ask you a question though. Before were we still in the chitter chatter part of the
Sure,
the happy
of
talk
course.
part of it?
Oh, sure, we can happy talk.
Have you checked out the Billy Joel documentary on HBO?
I haven't. I saw that it
is
exists.
fantastic. Starts a little slow. Gonna be honest there. Starts
Okay.
a little slow. It's fantastic. It's really great.
How much time includes Christy Brinkley?
I haven't gotten to Christy Brinkley yet in part one.
Wow.
There is
okay.
Yeah.
I will say my deep abiding crush on Christy Brinkley that started when I was about 13 is
Makes you hate Billy Joel?
Unassuaged. It confused me. It confused me as someone who's just, in the dark spinning world of adolescence, trying to figure out how do people match up and pair up and how do they pick? And, I still feel the pain of the Sadie Hawkins dance when, I didn't get to go. So I don't know how, then girls pick boys or now how partners pick partners. And then Christy Brinkley was with Billy Joel and it was, so if she plays a big role, I'm all in.
I imagine that will be a significant part of part two. Part one, just fascinating. Like his upbringing, his getting involved in the music business. Like it's a really
two-part documentary.
At least I've watched part one.
Like it's it's a serial show, or it's not just a movie on HBO.
I don't know.
Does it say episode 1 over on the left side if you look at your screen, old man?
Beginning.
Okay. How long have you clicked the pause button to see how long it is? Like, is it Titanic length?
Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Part one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's so good.
I had to watch it in 2 episodes because I am that age. Because I can't watch.
You have watched part of the documentary in 2 sittings.
Yes. Part one took me 2 sittings. It's really great.
And you don't even know how many parts there are. There could be.
No, I don't. I mean, I might have made a lifetime commitment here to Billy Joel. Really, really good.
Okay.
Stuff. You like the Beatles documentary, the Eagles documentary, this is along those lines. Really fascinating stuff.
Well, thanks for being a part of the Common Good podcast today, folks. Jim, D, good to have you. I got a thing I got to go do. I gotta go watch the Billy Joel. Now, you know what I think I'll do? I think I'm flying to Washington State tomorrow. A state, by the way, that I've been in very few times. I've been in Seattle, and I don't consider Seattle Washington State. But going to a part of Washington State where the We the People Ride documentary is being screened and a movie house.
Ooh, fun.
And we're doing a little fundraiser and all that stuff. So I have a long flight, is my point. I might get a Rob Ryerson length watched in the 3-hour flight from Minneapolis to I fly into Portland and then have to drive 3 hours or something. Vote Common Gooders, Tim Gilman and Christine Gilman will be picking me up. So
nice.
It's kind of fun. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, Rob. Shockingly, and of course, which can start about any phrase about this failed president. They brought up out of the Justice Department yesterday, the Attorney General of these United States, Pamela Bondi, that they will take on the recommendation of the of the Senate Judicial Committee to look into Hillary Clinton's emails. Did you see it?
No.
Hillary Clinton's emails.
Are you serious?
Near Centurion, Chuck Grassley, has been pushing for years that they investigate the emails and guess who? Comey, for why he didn't arrest. Just go arrest her. You've been trying to lock her up since 2015. It is 2025. These emails go back longer than a decade. And what did they bring up yesterday with an announcement from the Justice Department of the United States of America, tied up in many lawsuits, have all the things the Justice Department has to do? Hillary Clinton's emails. What do you think has them worrying about Hillary Clinton's emails? You might ask yourself.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, they're just like, play the hits.
Whole pattern
just
of this.
Play the hits.
So we get that from the Department of Justice. Then we had Tulsi Gabbard, the National Security Advisor, coming out with a report declassifying some documents and suggesting that former President Barack Obama was behind fabricated allegations about Russia's involvement in the 26th presidential election. And she used the word treasonous and has referred Barack Obama to the Department of Justice for investigation. And then the President of the United States posted a AI video, a video made by AI of he and Barack Obama sitting in the Oval Office, and then Barack Obama being arrested. I mean, this coming from a guy who's actually been arrested.
Yes. As a mugshot hanging outside the Oval Office. But and convicted felon and arrested in multiple jurisdictions. That's the guy that used his public, professional, presidential platform to put up a video, fake video of Barack Obama being handcuffed at Donald Trump's feet in the Oval Office.
So when
you think he's lost his complete mind now? Are we fully done?
It is so clearly and unquestionably distraction.
Yes.
I mean, Doug, you strike me as the kind of kid, like we talked about your obsession with Christy Brinkley when you were a teenager.
Obsession.
Okay.
Love affair.
I'm a little bit young.
It's just a deep love.
Yeah, I'm a little bit younger than you, so
it's just unrequited love, Rob. That's all that ever was.
Yeah. So I mean, we could talk about Elle Macpherson too, but that's probably a whole different.
Oh.
Do you know who Elle Macpherson
I do.
is?
She was a Sports Illustrated cover model that caused
she was.
distraction.
That 14-year-old Rob Ryerson really, really liked.
Yes.
I imagine, I don't know, 11-year-old Duke. For those of you that might not know, Doug, like with his closest family and friends, goes by Duke. I tried to call him Duke for a while.
Just keep this professional, Rob.
Yeah, it just didn't stick. Douglas. Is it actually Douglas?
Yeah, Douglas.
Yeah. I am just and I a side note, Donald Trump, as obsessed with Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton as you and I are obsessed with Christy Brinkley and Elle Macpherson, respectively.
Yes.
But besides that, I imagine 11-year-old Duke getting really into magic.
I tried.
magic tricks.
I had the
Yeah.
rings. I had the
Yeah.
I had the big steel rings.
And magic, and I have never been into magic.
Mhm.
But magic is all about the sleight of hand. It's about the
Mm.
getting people's
Yes.
attention here so that you can do something over here that
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
notice.
Yeah, you
It's it's the it's
whoop, whoop,
it's all about the sleight of hand and the
Yes.
distraction.
That's
And
right.
that's what we're seeing from this White House.
Yeah, but it's
They are
not good because what he's saying is, "Hey, everybody, look behind you," and then he moves the cards around, picks them out. Right? It's like,
Right.
here's a
Like,
thing
whoa!
here's a video of a thing that didn't happen. That's part of your fever dream that Barack Obama will be arrested. Look, Donald Trump has been promising from the time he came down the escalator that powerful people were going to go to jail.
Yep.
In politics
Drain the swamp.
and in culture.
Yep.
He continues to show the videos and say, do you know who hasn't gone to jail? Anyone in the Obama administration, anyone in the Biden administration, anyone in the Hillary Clinton campaign. Do you know who has gone to jail? Dozens of people in the Trump campaign. Dozens of people who worked in the administration. Do you know who's been convicted of felonies? Donald Trump. Do you know who has cases pending once he's out of office? Donald Trump. It is unthinkable that he would say, do you know what we should do? We should obsess about a former president getting arrested. It's not even a worthy sleight of hand trick. It is just simply
but what they say
stupid.
Is that all of this is just proof that Democrats are better at this than Republicans are.
It's staying out of jail.
They're better at the corruption. They're better at getting away with it.
Okay. Well, why don't they just go and arrest any of these people? Okay, let's step back for 1 second and not go all the way back to 2016 or 2014.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to 2024.
That far back.
I still haven't seen the laptop that was once owned by Hunter Biden.
Oh.
Why doesn't Kash Patel?
Why was Hunter Biden out as a free man doing an interview this weekend?
He was pardoned.
Lambasting Democrats.
He did.
Why was
that guy's got the nerve to say a word?
Oh yeah.
Someone needs to go.
Spicy.
Someone needs to go sit in the corner.
He went after George Clooney. He went after James Carville. He went after the Pod Save America guys. He probably criticized us. I don't know.
Well, good for him. He should go sit in the corner and think about what he's done with his life. I haven't seen his laptop. I was told by many people, including the then candidate and former president of the United States, that Joe Biden had taken $10 million in bribes from China. Yeah. And there was proof. Representative Comey told us there was proof
on the laptop
of his bank accounts.
Yes.
Not a word. You know what I've heard a little bit about? The auto pen. Not a word about any of the criminality. No one's been investigated. No one's been arrested. Yeah. The investigation that continues to go on was the one about Jeffrey Epstein, and they squashed it. So if you want to try to believe that any of this has anything to do with reality, it is full-on reality television.
Yeah.
That's all this is. And the problem is it's being done in real time with the real government of the United States and is causing severe damage. It is so harmful and so bad. It's shocking and of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And you make an excellent point, Doug, that listen, if these Democrats are all so unquestionably guilty and corrupt, how have they not been arrested? I mean, Donald Trump and your team, you have had 6 months. 6 months. What are you waiting for?
What are you doing?
What are you waiting for?
Build a
What?
detention center just for your
Yes.
political enemies and
Yes.
put them in it.
Yeah. You have $45 billion in the one big beautiful bill for new detention centers that can be used by ICE. Slice a little of that money off.
Got out a wing.
Build a special section for Democrats and load it up.
Or you know what? Just put up or zip it.
Yeah.
Like truly. Okay, Tulsi Gabbard, if you think you've got evidence, bring it on, baby. Okay, Justice Department, bring it into a court of law. Go after Hillary, go after Barack Obama, go after Joe Biden, bring it into a court of law. Let's do full depositions and release all of it. Go ahead. You know what they won't do? Any of that.
Except they haven't been super successful when it comes to trials. I mean, they are good once, stuff gets to the Supreme Court, but really before then, not so good. Not so good.
Look,
but I mean, yeah.
Okay.
And, talking about taking down political enemies, are we going to talk? I don't know what's on the list for us to talk about.
I've got to look. I got to look up something. So you talk about the political enemies for 1 second.
All right, let's talk about Stephen Colbert. Listen, Stephen Colbert, for a long time has been a thorn in the side of Donald Trump. Partly because Stephen Colbert really challenges the notion that religious people only, exclusively support Donald Trump. And Stephen Colbert is a practicing Catholic man who talks about his faith often and is tremendously funny. Now, I'm not a big late night talk show watcher. I was a Conan O'Brien guy.
Wow.
And when NBC screwed Conan, I went with him to TBS, and then I don't know. But Colbert, I like Colbert. I like Colbert a lot. Stephen Colbert, fired by the parent company of CBS, Paramount.
No, show canceled.
Which is essentially firing.
Well, they canceled the show.
They canceled the show.
They fired people and then brought somebody else in. They're just like, we're not doing the format's over for us. That's what they declared.
Yeah, listen, late night formats need to be rethought.
Of course.
Anyway,
come on, that whole shtick. Can we? Yeah, okay, but go on.
The whole listen. Okay,
we'll become TV media critics in a minute.
Johnny Carson did it best. Yeah, but that was 50 years ago.
Literally.
So Paramount, CBS cancels the show, essentially firing Stephen Colbert, one of the president's biggest critics on that network. This coming on the heels of them settling a lawsuit with Donald Trump for $16 million because of coverage that 60 Minutes, which apparently is the other show on CBS. This is totally. If you were asking me to name shows on CBS, I would have come up with 60 Minutes and Stephen Colbert. I'm not sure I'd come up with anything beyond that.
Tracker. Hey, tell us in the comments what you know about CBS shows. And
it's
Paramount
the Tiffany
shows.
Network. That's really all I know.
Okay.
Paramount is in the midst of a merger negotiation, that is going to require approval from the Trump administration.
Yeah.
When large media companies merge, there's monopoly concerns, and so there has to be, because of federal oversight, there has to be approval. Paramount is very concerned that the president of the United States is, petty, and won't fairly judge something based on its merits, but will instead hold personal grudges. Precisely the kind of thing you want in, the leader of the free world. And so they are trying to curry favor with Donald Trump to get the merger approved by settling a ridiculous lawsuit, which calls into question the journalism of their flagship journalistic television show.
Mm-hmm.
They have now canceled a long-running television show
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with a significant Trump critic.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what else is coming? I don't know. Maybe they're about to, give Lara Trump the time slot and, give her the opportunity. Who knows what they're going to do to curry favor? It is absolutely ridiculous to see a major media company like this kowtowing to this petty, petty man who, and then, he goes on True Social and gloats about Stephen Colbert being fired. It's what Donald Trump has been unable to do, take down his political enemies, who he's accused of committing crimes. What he has been able to do is use the influence of his administration to take down political enemies in the media.
Or apparently the criminals that were a part of the past 2 presidential administrations that were not his. You can't do that. You can't actually convict a criminal who are so obviously criminals.
Yep.
All right, here's my take on this Colbert thing. If I had a rat's ass, I wouldn't give it to this. Could not care less about Paramount. Look, Paramount as a corporation is just trying to make business deals. They don't care. They don't care about Colbert. They don't care about 60 Minutes. They're just a private company, or maybe publicly held company, trying to make its company make a bunch of money for its investors. That's what they're up to. Trump doesn't care if he's going to leverage Stephen Colbert out of it. If Stephen Colbert is a powerful voice of truth in America, if Stephen Colbert is an attractive TV personality that people want to watch, that it is something valuable, head on over to ABC, head on over to NBC. Find a time for your show to be on. But look, if the Colbert format is actually not a moneymaker, not worthwhile, and it's got to go for all these complex reasons because Trump is a complete POS, okay, then Colbert, coil up and come shooting out of here. But we all shouldn't be running around thinking, oh, and now even Stephen Colbert. Look, Shelley, I was griping about this in the kitchen the other day. And then that day, I think it was yesterday, big announcement from the people who follow Rachel Maddow that Stephen Colbert and Rachel Maddow are talking about joining up and producing something inside this new media outlet that Rachel Maddow is starting. You have millionaire TV personalities with all kinds of power. Get busy, Stephen. If people want to listen to you and it's public speech and it's political speech and Trump shouldn't shut it down, grab your bullhorn and get busy. Look, he's got millions and millions of dollars he's been paid. Use it for this then. But for us, I mean, it's just wild to me that people are like, that this is some casualty. Just go get the guy. Let's go win elections, because you know what happened in Election Day? I'm going to gripe about Election Day for a minute. I might go full screen. I'm going to gripe about Election Day for a minute. Every part of our society that carried social cachet, TV stars, movie stars, musicians, popular people, businesses, athletes were opposed to Trump. The biggest you could get.
Julie Roberts.
George Clooney. Probably Christy Brinkley. I don't know what Elle Macpherson said or did in the campaign.
She's Australian.
But she still could raise her voice, as could who's the other Australian actress woman that was married to Tom Cruise? Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
So could she.
You said, who's the other Australian? I immediately went Kylie Minogue, but I knew that wasn't right.
So many. You just moved to Australia and let your crush run free. Look, all the famous people.
Yeah.
All of them. Like, literally, Donald Trump had Kid Rock and Ted Nugent, not Taylor Swift and Beyonce.
Scott Baio and Kevin Sorbo. And
Hulk Hogan. Not everybody else. And you know what? The majority of people who chose to vote on Election Day did not vote for all the cultural influencers candidate of choice. They voted for the Hulk Hogan choice. So what are we worrying about? Oh, where's our political voice going to be if Stephen, you are an amazing talent. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next. You've been freed up from the golden cage that you've been in for so long, using the same format as frickin' Don Pardo. All right.
Don Pardo.
Try something else. Wow. Wasn't he the guy on before Carson?
I don't know. I am not that old.
Try something else. I don't know.
How do you feel about...
if this is the undue influence we think the president has over private industry, I have some words for Target, who decided to drop their DEI thing because they didn't want to get Trump on the wrong side of their business. You know, good golly, the whole country has given up for this joker.
Yeah.
But not vote common good, and not the good people that are going to show up on Election Day, and not the people in the 3rd Congressional District somewhere outside of Fayetteville, Arkansas.
That's right. How you feeling about the Corporation for Public Media being defunded? And
hang on a second. Pam has said, hey, Doug, Rachel said on her program last night that all is AI. She isn't starting a network or any other wild reporting. It's reported by AI. Oh, maybe you should give it a try. Maybe let AI give you a hint. Because I had to figure out how to fix a guitar on AI. Maybe you could figure out how to fix some failing careers on AI. And maybe you two should get busy and join hands as these incredibly important media moguls. Because little YouTube channels can't continue to carry the weight. Get busy. Oh, it just drives me nuts. We should never once complain there's anything Donald Trump can do that can stop us from speaking the truth and exposing the nonsense and convincing the American people what a debauchery this whole thing is. Okay. Stop licking your wounds.
Okay, rant about NPR and PBS going away.
Well, they're not going away. Hey, look, I've been a big NPR supporter for a long time.
Yeah.
I used to have a radio show on a small little progressive radio station in Minneapolis, AM 950, Progressive Talk, Minnesota, KTNF. I filled in on middays for the drive time guy, political show. It's actually the show where Al Franken got his start and Air America launched out of that. Big fan of that station. Can't get it at my house because it's like only 7 miles from here, but it's AM radio. And I was doing an interview with another person who has a show on NPR, and I was having her on my show, and she said, hey, why don't you come down to the NPR, Minnesota Public Radio, which is the biggest flagship public radio station in the country. There's some that profile bigger, like the Chicago station and Boston, because they have a couple of shows. But much of the network around the country is owned and operated by the system that is this Minnesota Public Radio. Okay. Glad to do it. I've been on NPR a number of times, but I went down to their studio. It's palatial. The level, the microphone that I spoke into cost more than my car that I drove there. It was incredible.
Yeah.
The staff, the team, the processing unit they used for compression, the best in the world. It was that day that I stopped my donations to Minnesota Public Radio. I was like,
they're good.
Oh, you got it. You're. Yeah. And we walked by a studio, and she said, I don't like that one. So we went to another one. And there's a bank of these places. Okay, here's my point. Does Minnesota Public Radio and PBS need public support? Yes. It would be very good if it did. It was a little shocking to some of us to find out that Sesame Street, probably one of the greatest contributions of PBS since Mr. Rogers and since that show that my wife likes to watch about the priest in the murder capital of England in the 1950s.
Yeah, sure, yes.
Dorchester.
Murder Vicar. Don't live in Grantchester, England.
Grantchester, England.
Everybody there dies. Doug,
by murder. Look, everybody everywhere dies. Yeah. In Grantchester, they die by murder. Yes. In a small quaint town in the late 1950s. This is a
show I recommended to you. Vanessa and I watched.
So dark.
It is. It is. Yeah, we call it Murder Vicar, or we also call it Murder He Preached.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So just let me finish this short
from Masterpiece Theater.
Let me finish this short, but it plays on our PBS station. We have to subscribe to PBS in order to watch it.
Yep.
Sesame Street, one of the great contributions to America. Mm-hmm. Moved to HBO.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we don't need public funding only or the majority to make all this work. Maybe it's possible that donors will step up. Here's what I fear is going to happen with the PBS and public radio. Temporary reduction in funding. Caveat, I say temporary because after the House flips in 2026 election, they're going to put it back in the budget. They're going to take a temporary hit. And then those juggernauts of nonprofit funding are going to turn on their golden microphones and they're going to take all the nonprofit money in. They're just going to rake it in and rake it in and rake it in. And at the same time, God bless NPR, they are going to take government funding. They are going to take donor funding, and they're going to do advertising. And this hour brought to you by Maury's Subaru. Where at Maury's Subaru, we're always ready for the happy drive. They are the only group that's figured out, God bless them, how to get all three streams. Donations, advertisers, public money. They've got a plan. They've got a plan. And they have investments galore. We're going to be okay for your public radio stations.
I was shocked to learn that our local NPR station, WKUAF, no, not KUAF. I have the east of the Mississippi growing up thing where it makes me think everything should start with W. But KUAF.
Look at that little nugget, friends, that you got from congressional candidate Rob. East of the Mississippi, K. West of the Mississippi, W, or the other way around.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live in Minneapolis, in St. Paul, separated by the Mississippi River. We have WCCO and KTNF.
Yeah.
That's really confusing. But go on.
Yeah. So KUAF, our public radio station, I was shocked to learn that of its budget, which is I don't know the total amount, but I would assume it's in the millions of dollars for a radio station here in Northwest Arkansas. The total contribution that it gets in public money from the federal government is $193,000.
The station takes in $193,000 in public funding?
Yeah, that was the amount that they're going to lose. And granted, listen, we know from our work with Vote Common Good, $193,000 can go a long way.
Oh, we can win an election with that.
In the in the scheme of major media, $193,000 is nothing.
It's a political ad buy.
Listen, if Stephen Colbert's TV show had only lost $193,000, he probably would still be on the air.
Stephen Colbert could just cover the Fayetteville.
Yeah, just write the check and be done.
Be done.
And interestingly, I had the opportunity to visit with someone recently who is a significant philanthropist. And this person's approach is they're recognizing that this is happening with the government.
Mm-hmm.
They're recognizing that nonprofits and publicly funded organizations that rely on public funds for much of their work are going to be significantly impacted by the budgeting and appropriations process coming out of this Republican-held Congress and the Trump administration, and they are waiting to do much of their philanthropic giving until because they recognize I'm going to have to fill in the gaps.
Yes. That was the point I was making. The rakes are coming out. They're all going to go flying into. Yeah.
And interestingly, what that probably will do is it will mean that there will actually be less money for nonprofits,
other things,
haven't taken, that don't rely on public money.
Yeah.
This thing's gonna trickle down, and
yes. And look, the big daddies, NPR, PBS, they are not going to be the ones who suffer the most. They sit at the top of a very specialized elite fundraising juggernaut. I listen to them. I support them. I'll be on any time. But we have to speak the truth about this because it's the obvious reality. And progressives can tell the truth about this stuff. Okay, one more rant about public radio.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Have you ever made a donation, Rob, to public radio or to PBS?
We are PBS supporters.
Do you ever get the annual gift? Or do you ever get the gift that comes with it, the little thank you gift? Did you know that you pay an additional fee for that gift? Did you know that
shipping and handling
in Minnesota and other places in the country, the person who was the president of Minnesota Public Radio also privately owned and operated the gift for donors system?
Amazing.
And would sell that service to public radio, and that $25 that you pay to get the park pass or the koozie or the whatever.
The tote bag. You
paid for that. That part you pay went to the processing fee of that, which went to the private company owned by the person who was the president of the nonprofit.
Wow.
I'm just
Wow.
saying they're building facilities to house immigrants that look like concentration camps. Stephen Colbert, who earns $15 million a year and will earn $15 million before he's off the air for the 10th year in a row, is going to be okay and has the assets and resources to do something about it.
Doug, can I ask you a question? Jack in the comments says, from the blurb and notifications, I thought you were talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What did you write in the description, Doug?
I want to know. Jack, please tell me. Because much to the chagrin of a very good friend, Dr. Victoria Peterson-Hillique,
Yeah,
I have never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and she thinks
I had a child
tragedy.
who was obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I've never watched
You
it.
never watched it either. Maybe we should watch it and live stream us watching it. Okay, I don't know what I wrote.
Wow, that's really great. That's really
Okay.
great.
Hey, can we talk a little Epstein for 1 second? Just real quick. Because it's the thing that has Donald Trump obsessed, and it's probably going to be the thing that's going to cause him to lose a significant amount of support from the people that are most connected to him. I want to talk to you about the Gulfstream jet with the tail number N550GP.
Is this the Lolita Express?
No. It's the private jet owned by the person who owned the Lolita Express.
Oh.
And in the 2024 campaign, Donald Trump could not land his plane called Trump Force One in Idaho because his campaign had stiffed the airport and the state of Idaho for fees that they owed them from the 2020 campaign.
And by stiff, you mean they did not pay what they owed?
Yes. They stole from them and then had the gall to come back. And they knew that they couldn't land that airplane in Idaho.
The scene of the crime.
Because Idaho would confiscate the plane and not let it take off. So they used another plane with the tail number N550GP. In 2024, that plane had been owned by Jeffrey Epstein. Rob, if you were running a presidential campaign and...
Wasn't Jeffrey Epstein dead in 2024?
Yeah. And then his plane was taken in 2020 to settle his estate.
Yeah.
Would you have found any possible way of all the private jets in the world that you could get your hands on? What are the chances that your private network puts you in touch with the people in Jeffrey Epstein's camp to lend you at no cost that plane? Now, you might say to yourself, why was this not reported? Why was this not covered on the CBS Late Show? Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It was. And it kind of didn't matter to anybody because they thought, well, Donald Trump doesn't have anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein. His connections in 2024 to the Jeffrey Epstein camp run so deep. Not just by saying by his co-conspirator, I hope she does well, and saying about Bruce Springsteen, I hope he rots in jail.
Yeah.
That's
Bruce
your
Springsteen,
president.
by the way, shows up in the Billy Joel documentary.
That's how I knew the Billy Joel documentary was out. I saw the Facebook of Bruce Springsteen.
What Donald Trump's team is trying to say now in their attempt to distance him from Jeffrey Epstein, with whom there are, seems like, endless photos and videos of them together. They're trying to say, well, he was a creep, and so Donald Trump cut him out. You know, Soon as Donald Trump found out that this guy was a creep,
Yeah.
he barred him from Mar-a-Lago and cut him out, excommunicated him, shunned him, whatever. Um, and yet still close enough to his associates
Yeah.
that you can borrow a plane.
You borrow a plane to get to Idaho.
Borrow a plane?
Yep. And
Makes you
they
wonder,
said at the time, we didn't know. We can't tell you how we were lent a plane, but we didn't know it was his. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't know the person. Didn't know George Papadopoulos. Didn't even know the guy. Barely even know Michael Cohen. Didn't even know the guy. Didn't even know it was his plane. I mean, how's a guy to know?
Yep.
And then it's no big deal. And then it wasn't his plane. And then you made it up. And then it's not a big deal anyway.
And then it's
And here
everybody
we
does it.
go. Everybody borrows their dead pedophile's friend's plane
Yeah.
when they can't land their plane because they owe the state back fees that they never paid because he's a cheat and he's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might say it's okay that he cheats because we all cheat. You might say they all lie. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All my Trump friends, if you're confident saying they all do it, then say they all do it, including Donald Trump. But here's what you say, and I hear it all the time, Rob. He doesn't cheat. He doesn't lie.
Yep.
Yes, he does. Here's him cheating and him lying. They all do it, but he doesn't cheat and he doesn't lie. Well, here's proof of him doing it. But they all do it, but he doesn't do it. This is the thing that goes on over and over. And if you're comfortable with it, fair enough. Look, we're all making deals about how we make it through our day.
Yep.
And if that's working for you, great. Great. So, Stephen, I know you, or Robert, I know you're always watching. I missed your comment earlier. I'll pop it up on the screen. I'm sure you think very similarly that we are simply slandering the man and saying wrong and bad things about him because this surprises me none. You denigrate reprobates, know nothing about spreading poison with your lies, character poisoning to be expected from you lunatics. Character poisoning.
Well, it might just be a lunatic you're looking for.
Oh, look at that. Look what he did for, oh, wow. Rob's on fire today. Rob 2Bs for Arkansas.com. Oh, that's something special there, buddy. That's pretty good. Okay. Look, we've got a little effort, Bruin friends, around raising some serious awareness around the immorality of other states building things similar to what Florida has chosen to call Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah. Their name, their nickname.
Yep.
The Republican Party is selling merchandise calling it Alligator Alcatraz, which is a place to detain people that the government wants to bring charges against to remove from the country. Mm-hmm. Immigrant detention center. Other places in Florida, Jacksonville was talked about as a place to build it. In Georgia, in California, in Michigan, all of these states are considering building these, many of them owned and operated by private detention center companies.
Yes.
Look for this from Vote Common Good. We're coming with some big actions around this stuff. We have to know how to talk about this. And at the same time, say Donald Trump is on Jeffrey Epstein's plane.
Yeah. In the one big beautiful bill, there is $45 billion allocated in new money. It's all new money, but this is not previously budgeted.
Yep.
In new money, $45 billion specifically for new detention centers in ICE's budget.
Yep.
75% of ICE's detention centers currently are run by private prison companies, for-profit prison companies. For-profit prison companies that get paid. And how all of this works is ICE has a quota of how many beds they need to have filled.
Yep.
And like it's just it's a whole racket.
Whole racket.
And like Alligator Alcatraz is going to pop up all over the country because ICE has $45 billion to spend. And then you start to think about, okay, they build $45 billion worth of detention centers. You're going to have to detain some people to put in them.
Yes. So then you have a cycle that benefits private funding or private ownership of the detention centers to need there to be people. Look, and to Rob's point here, there's a couple of very big detention center and prison businesses that own and operate these businesses. They're publicly invested in companies. So they do stockholder meetings and investor calls. These are publicly recorded calls. We should play some of them here. You can look them up if you don't trust your fine. On those calls, they're talking about the need to build future prisons, which is an enormous part of the revenue of these private companies.
Yeah.
Recidivism rates is what they base it on.
Yeah.
And how many children are in foster care. The two numbers that they put forth to say how many prison beds are we going to need, how much money are we going to make off building those prison beds, and how much return on your investment are you going to get are these two numbers. How many current prisoners are there? Because we know the recidivism rate, so we know how many are going to come back. And how do we know how many future criminals there are going to be? How many people are in foster care?
Yeah. Wow.
These are the people that have a vested interest in there not being Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP support, and support for people in our country who need government-backed support to preserve their families. That's how this works.
Yeah.
This is part of the system that generates prisons.
Yeah.
They've taken that model and have applied it to immigration. Rob, we talked about this last week, and we should say it for weeks to come. If they do their job that they said they were going to do, and they get rid of all these immigrants, are these private detention centers, businesses going to be happy that there's no per prisoner fee coming any longer?
Yeah. And they've got all of this. They've made all of this huge investment in building these facilities, and they're just like hanging the vacancy sign out front.
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to turn these into Airbnbs? Is that what the future holds? Like, we're going to be booking a night in Alligator Alcatraz, like, for the experience of
Come and
it?
enjoy the Everglades. Small, cozy rooms. Yeah. Look, the people who are going to make money off the $45 billion that are allocated in the next 2 years to build these places are the construction side of these business ventures. You know where the real money is, just like it is in prisons? The detainee daily cost. That's where the profits are made. Not on building the prison, on operating the prison. It's the operation of these detention centers. If you're staring down a business model, you think you're going to be happy with let's just pop up a bunch of crappy buildings and do it for 48 months? Or are you going to have to find new people to put in the detention centers? Well, where are you going to get detainees? Well, how many are currently in the United States now? And how many more can we get?
Yeah. Yeah. So Alex asked a question in the chat. What makes you think we can stop the Trump regime? Alex, I am absolutely convinced that there's only one thing we can do to stop the Trump regime. I think there's one thing we can do. We have to flip Congress.
Yeah.
That's it. And frankly, between now and November 2026, and even into January of 2027, when the new Congress is sworn in, elections have consequences. And this stuff is going to happen. The only thing we can do is flip Congress.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm running for Congress, because we've got to do this. As our friend Billy said in our conversation, like, we have a moral responsibility to win elections.
Yep.
We got to do it.
And in the meantime,
we raise our voices. We try to encourage each other. We support each other with mutual aid and mental health and all of that stuff. And we get to work to win elections.
Yep. And we raise the moral cost of what the Trump system is choosing to do. We continue to convince people that this should not happen in America.
Yeah.
Look, truthfully, America has this weird relationship with our elected officials. Incumbency has great power.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't like the people who are in power.
Yes.
Both those things are true. And at the presidential level, especially, the moment a president is inaugurated is their highest level of support. And from there, it deteriorates. We need to weaken the public support of all MAGA through Election Day 2026, November 6th, 2026, and through Election Day, November 3rd, 2028. Do I have that date right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that seems like a long time. November of 2028.
It's already July 22nd.
2025.
Yeah.
But persuasion away from supporting this nonsense can happen every single day.
Yes.
For you being persuaded to stay in, and for those who can decide, I won't abide with this any longer. And what happened in 2020 is more likely to happen in 2028 than what happened in 2024. And if we get busy and have candidate and a political movement that people can get excited about, and that's hard in Democratic circles because it's so diverse that what excites one part of the party demotivates the other.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to America in 2025. Yep. Figure it out.
Yep.
Democrats. And those are things we can do because our political system is not set up to have regular citizens be running our governments between election days. That's not how America runs. To borrow that phrase that Rob just used and maybe is hearkening back to wow.
Billy Joel?
His name was just right in my hand. The senator from Arizona, John McCain. Thank you, John. No, not back to Barry Goldwater. No, John freaking McCain. I mean, boy, once if you're dead to me, you're dead. You know, you're gone.
Yeah.
Harkening back to John McCain saying, Look, I lost. Barack Obama won. Elections have consequences. They get to do what they want. We have to win the next election. Donald Trump said it too. We have to win the next election. And then they went out and won the next election. Mm-hmm. The Biden team chose to run a very terrible administration when it came to re-election.
Okay, campaign.
Criminally bad. Look, there's a campaign, but then there's also an administration that says, can we deliver in a way to the American people that they're going to want more of this? As an administration, don't have to do any campaigning. You have to produce a product good enough that people want it. Do you know what marketers hate in a business? You know what people in the marketing department can't stand? Is when people in development of product give them a crappy product. And then say, well, figure out how to get people to buy it. They're like, you know what the number one thing that gets people to buy our product is? The quality of the product. The administration did all kinds of great things and could not figure out how to present that in any way that made people feel like it was a good product. That's on them. And that's something, frankly, that Democrats don't have to face going into the 2028 election. And it's certainly not something we have to face running into the 2026 midterm elections for some Senate seats and, of course, all of the House seats. All of this shit show is sitting on top of Republicans. It's all theirs. And the American people can be encouraged to let it out. Mm-hmm. But look, you can't start this stuff the day before. And every conversation that we all think is going nowhere, they're not going nowhere. It may not work, but it's not doing nothing.
That's right. Because in times of social unrest, you don't do nothing. You do something. Doug, all this, and we didn't talk about the Coldplay concert.
You know, that scene that happened where a person was clearly with someone they shouldn't be with created a real dilemma. Mm-hmm. You think the man was more worried that his wife was going to find out that he was there with his mistress, or that his wife was going to find out that he liked Coldplay? Great joke. That's a great joke. He got outed for being at a Coldplay concert first. And then was there with his mistress from his company, who is the head of HR. Enforces rules about fraternizing between these. Okay.
It's just too much.
My level of being furious with these people is so high. I'm like, of course. Seriously, can you people not, like, you have to flaunt it and go to a concert and be up in the private suite and the whole thing. Just, if you don't know what we're talking about, good.
Oh, everybody knows.
Just rest that you don't have to deal with these people.
It's nice to see America come together.
Oh, I just find it, I think it's so stupid. And I'm so furious that people just behave like this and just go and then think you can just hide, like just all of it. The brazenness by which you are bragging about being at a Coldplay concert and you're there with your mistress and then the camera comes on and then you have to hide. And then you have to come out with a statement and then your people have to gross. Just knock it off. Just seriously.
I mean, dad voice on the
on just
the Coldplay people.
Knock it off. If you need, okay, whatever's got you in love with your HR coworker, fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't bring it out to a Coldplay concert. Just act like everybody else and sneak around in parking garages or something. And then the way he stands behind her over like they're at some junior high dance, like, the whole ripping thing. Just, gross. And look, good on Ricky Martin or whatever his name is from Coldplay. Edwin Martin, what's his name?
Chris Martin.
Chris Martin. Good on Chris Martin for being like, oh, those two?
Yeah, oh,
they're either having an affair. Like, good for him.
Yeah.
Hey, 10-1. Who do you think they voted for? Those two. Just 10-1. Who do you think they voted for? Think we could dig it up? Think we could find out? I'd put my mortgage on it. I'd put my mortgage on it.
That he voted for Trump and she voted for she probably didn't vote.
Because, you know, he knows what it's like to be a man that struggles with his hard things and can't figure out how to not cheat and can't be a liar and a scammer and cheat.
Yeah,
and he knows that cheaters still do good things and cheaters. It's okay if you're a cheat. Just gross.
And everybody cheats. But
everybody cheats. Everybody cheats in their ways. Everybody dances with their date at the Coldplay concert.
But but he doesn't. He doesn't.
It's not the same thing. I mean, someone should make that little meme, you know, that where the wife, apparently his wife, see, now I know all this crap. Apparently his wife changed her name back to her maiden name on her social media.
Wow.
And wrote, I had no idea he was into Coldplay.
He did not.
No. Someone could make that. Someone should make that little meme.
Yeah, but
are you a Coldplay fan? Because I feel like every one of these Coldplay jokes have landed as if I somehow insulted your
your
musical preference. Because I think Coldplay is just the worst.
I don't mind Coldplay. I wouldn't call myself a Coldplay fan.
Yeah.
I think I find Coldplay annoying because they feel like U2 wannabes. They're like Temu U2. They're the great value U2.
That's even worse than what they're like the bagged version of cereal at the grocery store.
They're the generic version of U2.
Hey, growing up, did you ever have the bagged cereal?
Oh yeah.
Or did you always have? Did your cereal always come in boxes? Did you ever get the bag stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, I grew up kind of poor, but I didn't grow up bag cereal poor.
I haven't talked about how poor I grew up.
I grew up day-old bakery poor, but not bag cereal poor.
We used to, if we were driving down the road and saw a hubcap, we would stop and pick up the hubcap, put it in the trunk, and then once we had a trunk full of hubcaps, we would take them to the metal recycling place and get paid for them.
Okay. Was that poor or just was that just thrifty? That seems like the thing poor. Like a rich guy in town also does. You know,
that's right.
You know, you're
it's
like,
a fine line.
That guy owns.
This
he owns 4 apartment buildings, and honestly, he goes around and he picks up hubcaps and takes them down to the recycling place for the $48 that he gets from them.
Yeah, that's right.
That like people that know how to like recycle stuff feel like they're the smart ones. All right. Well, I wish we could go on a Coldplay song, but they will give us Coldplay's people will give us a strike violation because that's what all the big record companies.
But Yabbits, Alex, Antonia, Jim,
so many.
Sveldrick,
great pronunciation.
Oh, well done. Trying to get us on Streamboo. I'm pretty sure Sveldrick is a bot.
Look,
Squirrely Prepper, who's out with the chickens.
Men, women, children, and bots all appreciate the live streams.
Totally. Tony, just scrolling back through here in case I missed anybody.
I wonder what Kimberly's got for us over at that listing. What do you think this is?
Jack again. I don't know.
On Etsy.
Oh, it's Etsy.
Should I click on it?
Yeah. What do we got?
I don't.
Casual artistry by Kim.
I can't actually click on it from where I am here. Yeah. Hey, and Tony says, "Hey, I love that Rob 1B posts so that your videos get out and reach even more people." Did you post about the fact that we're live? Well, anyway, thank you, Tony. if this is the Rob you're speaking of, if you're speaking of other Robs, tell us which Rob that is. If you're still here,
I don't know. I don't know.
It's only one B, so it very well.
Yeah, it might be some other Rob.
Another Rob.
I mean, it might be Robert Kryling, who thinks that we are degenerate retrogrades.
Yeah.
Carol, thank you for being with us.
Yeah. Always good. Did you see Carol's long list of things that are on CBS? She's dialed in. She's dialed into CBS. It's Shelley watches a lot of shows on CBS, likes those. I think some of the most popular evening weekday shows, like weekly shows, are there. There's some about lawyers and some about a firehouse and some about Trackers. Trackers, I think, America's #1 show. On CBS.
Yeah. Great.
Hey, hang in there, everyone. The majority of people who chose to vote on Election Day said Donald Trump is their choice, and we have a lot of work to do. So don't give up, don't flinch, don't look away, and whatever you do, vote common good. Are we done?
We're done. Got background noise happening here in my house.